Are the rumors true? Is it really here? Oh, damn mosquitoes.
My scouts have heard someone or something singing in the waters. It's tempting them. We've lost a few men to it already, along with a foul stench coming from the hinterlands. Some sort of fungus, they said.
I've had reports cross my forge of things roaming close to our walls at night. Horrendously fiendish things. Pigs of some sort. Though I've yet to see any proof of it. Nothing our blade can't handle.
I've been observing the celestial constellations from my observatory. They're all wrong. Almost as if time has stopped. Clearly, something has infiltrated our lands, and something must be done about it.
Well, I'd suggest sending our militia, if we knew where to bloody send them.
Wherever and whatever this thing is, it knows how to hide itself well. I'm actually kind of impressed.
Impressive, perhaps, but dangerous nonetheless. If this is what I think it is, I've had dealings with this person before. He is powerful, so we must be on our guard.
You guys didn't get the invite?
What?
It's got a map and everything. I mean, you guys mentioned in it too.
I'll take that.
Hey, it's addressed to me.
It only says addressed to boy.
But I'm boy.
In that case, then, quiet, boy! What does it say, Renara? Renara?
Ruin has come to Coldread. You remember our venerable channel, hidden by the algorithm. I spent all of 1 year creating theories and hero lore videos, and yet I felt a gnawing sensation to create something more. A piece greater than the sum of its parts. A terrible and beautiful tragedy, recounting all the crimes and misdeeds of a certain local lord. I assembled an elite band of voice actors and artists to lend me their talents. Zamoody, Renara, and Eldurrino, you know this all too well. And Pashley's time will soon come. You will see. With Audacity and Adobe, I bent every effort towards the film and creating a story unlike any other. Exhausting myself on getting this one scene to time up perfectly with the music and the sound effects, and god damn it, it crashed again! At long last, in a haze of caffeine and alcohol, I had completed the upload and released it to the world. Every moment brought chills and thrills to the heart of the viewers. In the end, I alone edited the film enough times that I now see it in my dreams. You remember our venerable channel, hidden by the algorithm. It's a feature-length production! I beg you, tell your story, claim your credits, and deliver our podcast from the ravenous clutching shadows of the darkest dungeon.
That was ominous.
Yes. But now I know for certain. It's him.
How I've missed you all.
Oh my
Did I not
god!
tell you?
What is going on?
What the hell is going on? I am so confused!
Welcome to a very special episode of Cold Read, the podcast.
Wow. You guys were busy.
It was so good. Me and Matt just basically backwards and forwarded like the script to each other for like a good couple of days, going, "What are we gonna put?" It was so good. Sorry, I'm so happy.
No,
with
it
how
was-
that turned out.
That was incredible, you two. We're gonna have to. We're,
dramatic.
yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whether you're here live or watching us on YouTube or listening to us anywhere where you can get your podcast. Welcome to Cold Read, a voice actor podcast. Welcome to everybody. First off, welcome Matt. Matt, welcome back. We'll check in with you here in just a minute, and thank you. Yeah, that was a damn good intro.
Thank you, bye.
I agree with chat. As usual, I just want to go ahead and make sure that we're all checking in and making sure we are all okay. So I will let the intro play out because I love the song, and it puts a nice little copyright strike on our YouTube.
Yeah.
Even though I own the rights to the damn song, which is weird.
Also nice.
Yeah. But checking in from the other side of the world, Miss Renara Hawke, how are you doing today?
Doing all right, doing good. I have finally finished the actual, I don't know if I said this last week, but I have finally finished my retakes for Skywind, so like my main card. So like that main stuff is now sent away. They're happy with it. I'm like, so my main lot is done. I now have Towns and Bandits section C 1, 2, and 3, which is another 1,500 lines to do for that too.
Yikes.
And just been doing lots of sort of networking, joining different sort of discords from different things that I like, and just talking to people and getting to know people, and just doing all of sort of that stuff really. But yeah, that's me. Cool. Things have been okay.
Good.
Things have been good.
Good. Life has been went a little easier on you this last week, I hope.
Yes, it has. I've recovered from my jab, which is what I think Americans call a shot. So it's very, very. I confused a lot of people when I said I had a jab, and they were like, "What's a jab? It's the vaccine." Oh, it's a shot. I'm like, no, that's not what you drink. But okay.
So when you go to consume alcohol at the bar, do you also take jabs?
No,
that's a shot.
At the bar.
The jab is the injection. Yeah.
No, I understand that.
And the shot, yeah, little shot glasses. Yeah, that's just all I've ever known a shot to be. So when someone talked about it in the vaccine regard, I was like, what? You drink alcohol when you get
I thought
a jab?
the United States was confusing.
Well, no, we still are. Don't worry.
Yeah. Well, super happy to have you here, Ren, and welcome. Pashley, how are things going on your neck of the woods?
We've just been taking it easy. We had an interesting Thursday night, Brian and I. We almost got in a bar fight.
Whoa! Hold on.
All right.
It wasn't even anything that interesting. Well, I met a mod of mine, TechWiz, who mods in about 50 different channels. But he lives very close to me, and he was coming out of the city, and he just happened to be driving by when I was like, "You live in Manassas, right?" And you know, et cetera, et cetera. I think I just doxed him. But anyway, the point is, he was available to come and meet us by where I live, and so we were all hanging out. There was a drunk individual walked over. I'm trying to be quick about this.
Very fine.
And he's like, "I just got hired by Arlington Public Schools. I'm gonna be teaching gym." We're like, "Good on you, dude." And so Phoenix and I were a bit drunk. Brian wasn't drunk. TechWiz cannot drink. It's because he's driving. And so this guy spilt a little bit of drink on TechWiz, which he did not appreciate.
Ugh.
I wouldn't appreciate. So he's like, "Go away, dude." And I guess this dude took that very much to heart, being the drunk individual gym teacher that he was. And he just kept like I kissed Brian and went over to go to the bathroom. He's like, "Why don't you two beep?" And I'm like, "Okay, sure, maybe later, but not now." So anyway, the point is, I got very drunk and I started swearing and yelling at him, which comes to shock to nobody because I don't like it when people mess with my people. You know?
Yeah.
And I was very upset at how he was speaking to my mods. Don't mess with my mods. So anyway, Brian's like, Ashley, leave. Ashley, leave.
Yeah.
And so I left, and then anyway, and then we sobered up. But it was it's a story, you know. Just I'm glad Arlington Public Schools is hiring this guy to teach children. But
I'm all of a sudden very worried about Arlington schools and their judgment when it comes to this stuff.
Maybe he could have been totally full of crap.
Yeah,
but you know, and I was extraordinarily hungover on Friday, which is why I didn't do Renara's thing when I wanted to, because it was like a domino effect. Like
you had it. But I was running close to the wire. I won't lie. Like,
I'll be laughing at Pashley. It would have been a Pashley smash, absolutely.
Had you beaten the crap out of him, you could have usurped his throne and becoming a
King A-hole of that, of that gym teacher. How badly do you need that
that's
job?
my big
Ash?
story. That's my big excitement for the week. So
Nice. Oh, well, welcome. Eldurrino, how about you? How was your last week?
Last week was okay. I did manage to squeeze in some time for auditions, which
Nice.
was great.
Yes.
I did about 4 or 5 or something like that. This week though was kind of more focused on networking mostly, just trying to connect with other voice actors, trying to set myself up business wise, because I noticed that as of lately, there hasn't really been many roles that I can fit into. Which makes me worried because, like, I love doing character acting as much as anyone else here, but a lot of the stuff is looking for specific things that I physically cannot fit. I'm not trans, I'm not BIPOC, I'm not this and that, so it's stuff I just cannot audition for, and I wouldn't feel comfortable auditioning for.
Right.
So my options have been very limited as of lately. So instead, I'm going to try and make myself known out in the world more, and then also try to set up a few different avenues to try and either find more auditions or offer services to people that could use a voice for something. I know I mentioned this a while ago, like a couple weeks ago, but I'm looking at doing like stream alerts, stream raider alerts, and I'm trying to figure out the best way to branch off of that, because like I would love to do more to help people with streams to increase their viewership or their popularity or whatnot, but I got to think of other.
Would be a good way, because radios often look for short, snappy things to just like plug and do things like that.
Right. And that is something I definitely did consider, because I know that like voices.com offers a lot of commercial work, it sounds like.
It does.
They are a kind of pay to play website though. However, they are offering like $150 off your first year until the end of this weekend. So I'm heavily considering getting signed up with that. That way it'll kind of open up my possibilities, because I do have a subscription through Backstage, but their voice acting section is very limited to it's mostly student projects, which I would be glad to assist with, but a lot of them are also looking for like in-person acting as well.
Yes.
And they're all over the place, and I can't really afford to travel right now. So so I've just been kind of focusing on branching out this week as opposed to getting auditions in. So yeah, that's as far as voice acting portion goes, that's all I've really been trying to focus on.
Nice.
Nothing else exciting really happening this week.
Perfectly fine.
Highlights.
Yeah. So for me, I'm still basically recovering. I had my COVID shot last week, and then that turned into a giant, like almost hospitalized ear infection. This is essentially what started me voice acting a couple years back. I got hospitalized. I got half of my face frozen. It was to that level. So I got lucky that Kaiser finally started listening to me, but I have not had a chance to get into the booth. I've been concentrating more on the streamer side. I'm now affiliated with Stream Raiders. I can say that 100%. Yeah.
Nice.
I've been pushing really hard. I get my first unit next week, and then my other units in 3 weeks from now. So I will be able to step back a little bit more and go back into the voice acting side, which is really what I want to do. Yes, I said units, Pashley. Thank you very much. But yeah, other than
that's
that,
why I'm here.
I did have my interview that I've been waiting to have on Wednesday for the visual novel that I did, and it was a very interesting experience. I tried recording it, and fortunately, just for my reference and be able to listen to it, and I only recorded one side of it, and I just figured I'll just wait for the real thing. So, looking forward to that. Looking forward to that game to come out, and I've got another role with this Ebonsoft company that's gonna be interesting. So, much to look forward to. But for now, let's check in with our guest.
Yeah.
MattMan, welcome back. Hi.
How's it going?
Good, good. So last time we had you on, you were our first guest on our second episode of this podcast, and that was about 13 weeks ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really long. Holy crap.
It's
As
been
far as what I've been up to,
Yeah, what
I
have you
released a
been
movie
Go figure. Hey.
starring a few faces you might recognize. Voices, I should say.
Mhm. I asked in advance if we can play your trailer. So just give us an overview of yourself for those of you that haven't met you before, and then we'll play that trailer and we'll listen to that.
Sure. My name is Matt. I go by Miskatonic Memorialist on YouTube. I do a lot of Darkest Dungeon content, focusing on the heroes, the hidden backstories, things we don't exactly aren't presented to the characters, and sort of bringing it into the light.
Yeah, there's a lot of rich lore that in that particular game. So,
Sure,
yeah.
but hidden away.
It's,
and you
yeah,
have to
100%.
gotta find
Hidden
it.
away in the darkest dungeon.
Exactly.
So for those of
So-
you that are in Discord, if you can just go ahead and join, and then I'll go ahead and put this
Yep.
up.
So
And-
this has been kind of the project that I've been building up to, and I think I actually referenced it all the way back 13 weeks ago on episode 2. Mentioned how my wall was covered in sticky notes trying to decipher something. Was this project?
Nice.
Right.
Oh, give you a timeline. 13 weeks is about how long it took.
How many?
13 weeks
Oh,
for
nice.
everything.
Well done.
Is that been cut off? You're
You're
saying
still alive.
10 weeks.
Yeah, that's all I heard is teen.
13 weeks.
13.
Oh, I said 18. I thought it was 18. Still,
Still,
13
that's-
is like,
Honestly, it might actually have been
Well, right.
18.
Well, so
Much.
basically, this has been brewing ever since you were last on the show.
basic.
Yes.
Oh, very nice.
Very cool.
Ever since I started the channel and had this idea of I'm gonna make something like this, and 18 weeks later, here we are.
Awesome.
Mhm.
All right, let's take a quick listen.
I'm not the piano.
Once, our estate was the envy of this land. I was lord of this place before the crows and rats made it their domain. Let me share with you the terrible wonders I have come to know. Curiosity, interest, and obsession. Mile markers on my road to damnation.
Coming soon, and by coming soon, I think it was pretty much you had it coming out like that same day, wasn't it?
A weekend.
Yeah,
That weekend.
that weekend.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I had to do a few minor changes, but that was it.
It was beautiful. I mean, just the way that you sunk everything to the music, and even that. I mean, just that trailer is just absolutely beautiful.
Who voiced the ancestor? Who was that?
In June,
So the actual. Oh, blimey.
the actual, well, those are all of his in-game lines, which I managed to get a hold of.
Okay.
Oh,
Nice.
then I just picked the 3 or 4 that best described the situation. I was like, all right, cut these in.
Yep.
So 13 weeks from you've already have the idea penned out. Where do you start? Where do you go from there? I mean, so you've got the idea in your head, and then what's your next step?
Oh, holy crap. Holy crap. Okay, so here's how it happened. I was writing in the timeline how I wanted things to look in the ancestor story. So things were going to go from this to this to this to this. And I had to write it out and make it to a script. Then I had to get the artwork from various people in the community and make sure they were okay with me using it. So everything that I used was stuff that was made already by the community. People have already made these comics. People have already made these sprites. Just asked their permission. They said yes. So I used them and retooled them into what we needed. And it was getting the voice actors. Then it was completing all the other videos that I was working on, because this was the finale to the entire character lore series.
Wow.
It was step one was just getting the idea, writing the damn script. Allowed to swear on this? I'm not sure.
No, so okay. So and this is a whole 13-week process, and you mentioned in the intro you used Audacity and you used
Adobe.
This was Adobe Effects, I'm assuming, right?
Yep.
And we've all experienced that crash.
After Effects or Premiere Pro?
Actually, it was Wondershare I used to
okay.
everything back together. I used Adobe After Effects to get like the animated pieces.
Right.
Like you saw the one with like him moving across the tavern and the lady waif sticks her head out. That was one thing, and then there was a couple other scenes that I won't spoil, but some of them were really good, but they took a long time.
And the music itself, is this also from the community or is this music from the game?
Mix of both, actually. Some of them were from the original soundtrack from the game, and a lot of it was just copyright music. McLeod, Mew, and the Fleischer brothers.
Kevin MacLeod as well, because that was the ones that you sent me for this. Yeah.
Me too.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Well known in the YouTube community as the person you put all of your music to.
Yeah. Kevin
every music, every song ever made.
Yeah, for real.
Totally.
I have to commend you on, because I know when we were talking about this towards the beginning, when you had first asked me to be on it, that you had no experience in animating and that you were basically kind of starting from the ground up. And the fact that you did it in such a short amount of time, like, that's insane. Like, I've gone through animation myself back in like high school, and I know how much of a painstaking process that can be to get just right. So yeah, good on you for making that happen, because that's insane.
I was once told by my own uni course director, like basically saying, we would have to run, because we asked, hey, could we use like Adobe After Effects for some of our films? And he said, you would need an entire university course of us teaching you how to use it in order for you to use it effectively. So I'm going to say,
no.
Holy, well done.
It kind of depends on what you're looking to make happen.
But it also depends on who teaches you too, you know.
True.
That's fair.
Yeah, Pashley, you've become a quick expert on that program, I remember.
Yeah, it's tricky, but I think once the good thing about Adobe, not to sidetrack us too much, but like once you learn one, they pretty much all operate with those fundamentals. They're different. They operate with fundamentals, the idea of layering, the idea of, After Effects is kind of like a Photoshop and Premiere Pro amalgamation, because you're working with layers in Premiere Pro, and Photoshop, you're also working with layers. So
okay.
Yeah, but it is tricky. It is tricky for sure.
Yeah.
Better to let someone else do it if you can.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, like, it all depends on how much time you have, really, and like how efficiently you learn. Because, again, back during high school, whilst I was learning animation, I also managed to teach myself Photoshop. And granted, it was a somewhat slow process of about a couple of years, just going out on YouTube, seeing if there was any tutorials of specific things that I wanted to make happen. So whilst I was learning that, I was also experimenting with random things, to see what exactly they did. So it all kind of depends. Like, sometimes you can pay people to make it happen for you, or you can just teach it yourself, and then you don't have to worry about doing that. I don't know. I'm weird about my creativity like that, so I like to do a lot of things myself.
I've just seen chat.
Yeah. Chat's always an interesting thing here.
Like, look over to chat. Oh, fire sakes. Okay.
Like a parfait, like an onion.
Like parfait. So
I had to teach myself how to do Adobe After Effects because that was the first experience I had ever had with it. And I was like, all right,
Well, it came
cut
out
off and it
great.
it
The
did.
good
It
news
really.
is
Yeah, go
there's
ahead.
a ton of YouTube content about it, like how to do this, how to do
Oh, yeah.
that. You have
Oh
to
yeah,
tease
that was a
through it
big
little
help.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah, YouTube University is actually really, really nice. So yeah, whenever you need something, there's probably a video on it out there.
Yeah.
So Matt, how many voice actors did you recruit for this particular project?
There were 10
Wow.
plus myself.
Yes, because your voice is lovely in this. Let me say, not to simp out or anything. Oh, that's a bad word. Not to fanboy out there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm glad because
word.
Cody and I are in the same boat. If we just hate our voice after listening to it for so long,
We do.
just can't stand. I can't stand it anymore. Glad people do like it though.
Yeah, and
And that's all that matters. Your opinion doesn't.
Yeah. Fuck your opinion.
It doesn't matter.
Your opinion.
Exactly.
I mean, and I've watched the video in pieces, and just the movement and the music all fits in so well. Make sure that we'll put a link to the video here and then on the podcast, so you guys can have a chance to go over and check it out. Lovely,
Yes.
lovely. And okay, so you get all the voice actors. I'm sure that's like herding cats to get everybody to get you their stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
was something.
Yeah, because we started this conversation for this particular recording. I'm looking back at our Discord messages. Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. Whichever.
But yeah, I mean, it's and even from the get-go, because I think it was like in January when we started doing this. You're like, just get it to me when we can. I'd like to get everything, and then we can start the recording stuff. Is that normally, when it comes to your projects, is that how you want it handled, or do you like to set deadlines?
Could you repeat that question? My
No
Discord
problem.
just dropped me.
So back in January,
it dropped me like it was hot.
we basically, when you started this project, you basically told us, hey, this is what I want to do. Get it to me, somewhat when you can. But do you normally have a lot of flexibility when it comes to the deadlines for your projects, or do you like rigid deadlines?
I prefer a more flexible, soft date and hard date. I mean, you can get it to me as early as you want, but the hard deadline is this day. I can't delay any further.
Sure.
I always keep the hidden buffer between when I need it and when I actually need it.
Yeah.
Right.
Funny, because that was going to be my next question. So do you have it's like when you're trying to tell somebody that is constantly late to be there by 5, but the party's not really starting till 6?
Oh yes. Oh yeah. I know how it goes with life, and everything happens, so you gotta give yourself some space in between when you want it and when you actually need it.
Yeah.
That's the way I think about it.
Mm-hmm.
What would be great to have it in for, and then the thing of, you need to get it to me now, otherwise it's going to be late.
Yeah.
Right.
Like the intro.
Yes. Yeah. Like, if everyone could get it to me by like Friday, that'd be great. And then it got to Saturday, and I was like, guys.
Well, you have to remember we're in the past.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, so that throws us off a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was aware.
I think for this project. Oh, go ahead, Zamoody.
No. Go ahead.
I think I said like 2 months out, 2 3 months out, the deadline, because I was still working on the hero lore. I was like, I need to get all these videos done before I can start really diving into that. That was a good buffer, I think.
Right.
What number would you say this is? Because I'm assuming that there was revisions and rewriting and everything else. Do you have an idea of how many times you had to go through it?
I don't even know anymore. I've done it. By the time, give you perspective, when I was on the podcast, I was revision 7.
Oh, wow.
That was the last one I knew.
Okay.
Wow.
After that, I made little changes, and I mean, I even asked you for like while you were recording your lines, I was like, actually, yeah, that does sound better. Then we swapped it again.
Right.
But we were making changes to the script even as it was being recorded.
Right.
And
yeah, I remember doing that as well.
Yeah, because I know you did a couple of retakes with Eldurrino, and I was going to ask you when it comes to the flexibility of the character, because these characters are all really set in their universe. So did you deviate a little bit from what you already saw once you started hearing everybody? How did that go?
I mean, they pull up my list of characters too. I have them all written down. For a lot of people, so for example, Greg Murley, he was the drowned crew. He did an amazing job in a previous one as a priest. And I was like, I want you to channel that same energy, but make it a little bit gruffer, like you've been out at sea for months. So, and during that same project, or during that same time, he came up with his own style of doing it too. And I was like, that's the one.
And this is why multiple takes is always important when you're submitting audio, because it does help.
Yep.
Right.
I think my notes for everyone, I left everyone some notes in the script to say, oh, do it like this, or say something like this. And I think for Eldurrino, I think mine was do it as Morgan Freeman talking about pigs.
You had stated like, because
my boyfriend does a killer Morgan Freeman. Sorry to interrupt.
I bet.
I had called you about it, because you had listed that one specific part you wanted to sound more like a documentary. And when we were recording it, I wasn't sure if you wanted more like a nature documentary or kind of like a historical documentary. And you had, decided to go with the historical one because it is, more about telling about what happens to a certain village. I thought that was really, really fantastic. Like that sort of live direction really helps set things apart when it comes to participating in projects like this, because like I said before, yours was the only bit of live direction I've ever had in auditions or cast of projects.
Yeah.
It's good that you finally got that experience, because it's nice to have that person in your ear to go, maybe try this way or go in this direction. So that's very, very good. I want to acknowledge Burnham says, really want a director's touch. Or two, just tell me who to impersonate sometimes, and that's the voice. Two, I don't want to be touchy. The voice model, which is always really, really helpful when you're trying to develop something. If the director has, like, we want you to sound like Nathan Fillion, and I mean, who the hell can? It's a good idea. It's a good starting point to jump off of. So that's very cool. And how did those go? How long did you guys go for?
It's about an hour or two. Remember, Eldurrino?
Yeah, it was like 45 to an hour or something like that. Fortunately, like, so when we recorded it in the live setting, you had said everything like the way it sounded was really good. But then when I went back to kind of like reduce the amount of like dead space and such, I noticed that there was a lot of issues with some of the lines with like mouth clicks or weird parts where I was breathing incorrectly. So I went back and then I had redone some of them, and I think I just was like, fuck it, I'm gonna redo everything. Just try to keep the same tonality, just make it a little bit more easier to edit or to put into a video. So like the live setting took about 45 to an hour, and then after that was probably like another hour and a half of redoing and editing and such like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's super nice of you. I just give the raw file.
Yeah, he just gave me the raw file, and I was like, I made the edit, and then I sent it back to him, and I was like, I want you to keep it with this same energy, but with these new lines. I think that worked out. That scene with you at your last scene was probably my favorite of yours.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to record those. I'm super, super glad that you decided to pick me for this one. So thank you for that.
It went over my head because initially I didn't recognize when your parts were Zamoody, because I think for me it just sort of went over my head because I'm so used to you doing the voices for the intros that the voice you did for Matt was, what was it? It's less. It was more neutral than I'm used to from you. So it was kind of like I had to go back like the third time watching, and go, oh shoot, that's where he was. But yeah, no, it was yeah, no, it's really cool.
Because you wanted something similar to, I think, the second project that we did together, and I tried to keep it within that, and then we ended up tweaking it a little bit. So it's a ton of fun to do these particular ones.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned this is the end of the lore part, or do you have more coming up for Darkest Dungeon? What a question!
What a question.
Gotcha.
I have
Right
plans.
Yeah.
I have plans, and I as part of this is a little bit different than the typical video that I make because there wasn't a whole lot of on-screen text. I don't know if anyone else noticed that, but it was there at the beginning, and that was it.
Yeah.
Right.
Normally, I leave my sources of where do I find this information. I put that in the video as I'm talking about it. So I got to go back and make a more traditional video where I kind of explain everything, like, why did I put this scene here? Why did I think that he did this first or this last? And sort of go through that. After that, I'm at kind of a crossroads where I can go into a couple different directions of the content that I want to make. Still Darkest Dungeon related, obviously, but I got to figure out what I want to do and how I want to do it.
Because you have a very unique way of telling a story, and I absolutely love it. So I'd love for you to dive into a completely different, maybe still like kind of horror genre type or scary story, but I'd love to hear your take on other places.
That's part of it too, is there's other games out there that I'm like, man, I really do like this story and this style. Maybe.
Congrats on reaching 1,000 subscribers, though.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Bravo.
Kind of skyrocketed.
Yeah.
After we released the movie.
Amazing.
And you actually got an acknowledgement from somebody affiliate.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm trying to remember the gentleman's
creative
name.
director.
Wow, of Darkest Dungeon themselves.
Yeah.
Yep, Chris Borasis. I'm not sure how to pronounce the last. I just call him Chris. But
You're on first name basis, sorry.
oh, me and Chris, we go way back from
That one tweet.
From that one tweet. Well, he's been tweeting out all of my stuff that
is so cool.
over the course of the hero lores.
Wow.
But this one was the one that really he nailed it out of the park with this in terms of the story and the music, the voice acting, everything just came together perfectly.
Nice.
And it must be so
awesome.
nice as a creator for somebody from the actual, official universe to go, hey, that was freaking awesome.
Yeah. It was pretty amazing.
I'm glad.
dude.
Yeah. So you sat down with the final cut. I think you mentioned that you were up super late. How late did you go that one night before the release?
Oh God. How long was that?
So long that you can't remember because of the haze and alcohol.
Oh yeah. Well, let's see. I got up that was like a Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
It was a Saturday. I woke up, I got my coffee, and then I just started working. And then it hit the PM, the sun went down, then I grabbed some wine, kept working. And then it was done, and we did the private showing in the first couple hours when it was released unlisted on YouTube, because I wanted voice actors and everyone who worked on the project to get a first glimpse at it. And I was like, I was going to hold on to it until Friday, but after all the work that went into it, I'm like, I'm just going to release it. I'm not waiting any longer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and that excitement too, builds up, and you're just like, I just want to let it out, and yeah, it sometimes sucks to deal with, but it's exciting.
It was just so good. It was just sort of.
It was. I'm surprised too by how much continuity and Easter eggs I managed to slip in. which I don't know if anyone else
Easter
picked up
eggs.
on.
I tried to go back through after you told me and tried to find all of those, but I mean, my eyesight's terrible, so.
So stuff to watch out for. Watch out for those Easter eggs. Now, for the most part, when you mean Easter eggs, are they related within the game universe, or is this just in general related to your channel?
In the game universe,
Gotcha.
there's certain things like the rat that sits underneath the alchemy table.
Mhm.
Is a reference to how the reason why he started going into necromancy is because of a rat or twitching. So he's like, I'm going to start diving into necromancy because of this rat. But I hid the rat under the table.
Nice.
That's cool.
And
As a massive like video game fan, I always appreciate little nuances to certain medias that shout out other things or reference other things. I love finding Easter eggs in games or in like movies or TV shows and stuff. So that's really neat. I wish I'd actually played Darkest Dungeon so I could understand these ones, but you know.
And it's funny because Burnham's asking, so Darkest Dungeon is a game I should maybe play? I would say I've played it. It is an unforgiving, brutal, 100% brutal game.
It's Dark Souls, but 2D.
Yes. Whereas as you're diving into the dungeon, your people are going more and more crazy, and it's an unforgiving game. But there's kind of like a shift. If after you get to a certain point, you get too powerful, the game gets a little on the easier side. So just once you get really, really good at it, but it's a fun game to go through.
yeah,
And very, very challenging. 100%.
Nice.
I'm collating all of the. I was gonna say I'm collating as much info as I can on all of these characters before I play it.
Mhm.
AKA trawling through Matt's YouTube channel, going right. What do I need to know in order to play this game efficiently?
Right.
and then for voice acting side, I think my favorite direction was for Renara, which was full lawful evil. Was
Yeah.
all I wrote.
And I basically did like 3 different versions of just like sort of neutral-esque, a little bit more full Countess of Sylvania, sort of like just fully going for it. And I think I heard, Matt, that you actually mixed like quite a few of those together in certain phrases, because the bit with the wine bottles, I remembered, okay, you've mixed 2 bits there. That's really good. That's really cool. It worked really well. I'm hyperactive because I really like this stuff.
It was a really good scene with your genuine why, like why he chose to do
this is particularly is unknown. Because it's like, genuinely, why the hell would you do that? But hey,
Right.
And it's interesting
Yeah,
for
the
us
glee behind that line.
to go back and listen to what actually made it in the final cut. And it's like, oh, you went with that take. Oh,
yeah.
Well, yeah, it's great. I hope everybody has an opportunity to check it out. Link is going to be in the description. I'm going to try to put it in chat here if YouTube cooperates with me. But yeah, we should, and we've got about 15 minutes left in the show, so we're going to pivot over to auditions. And Renara has been gracious enough to give us some of her original auditions.
Yes. So what you're about to hear is literally the first auditions I ever recorded ever on my voice acting journey. So this is the stuff that I put forward for Skywind. So like literally the first sort of thing recorded on a headset mic, this literal one, just like that, at 3 a.m. in a shared house at university. And it just to give everyone an idea of this is where I started. This is what got me to where I am today.
Right.
So I decided to put as many in there as I could, because I wanted to show everyone, hey, this is so yeah, just to show everyone, hey, this is the starting point. This is where we all start somewhere. And we've all kind of not managed to get many auditions out newly, so I was like, hey, let's just show these.
So I'm looking at the names of some of these, and the first one I see is Orc American accent.
Yeah. Okay. So...
No. Wait. Before,
boy.
Okay.
I want to hear this, and then we can.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Well, the Ultima one is the one that I got me cast for the Dunmer.
Yeah.
So
We'll go with that.
Well, I'll leave that one at the end. Don't worry. We'll get there.
Oh God. Okay.
All right.
Here we go.
3, 2, 1.
I guess you don't know how to talk to a knight.
Hold on. Let me stop that for a second. That was super low, and I think I see why. All right, 3, 2, 1.
I guess you don't know how to talk to a knight, so I'll teach you. Say, yes, Sir Mazoga. I'm a free knight. I don't have a lord. You got a problem with that? Alright then. There's an Argonian named Weebamna in town. Go get him for me. Go tell him I need to see him right now. I'll meet him here. This guy, Mogun's Windshifter, he camps at Fisherman's Rock. So you take me there, and I talk to him, and then we see what happens. You hear me? I talk to him first. No smashing his teeth or chopping off his head. Understand? Could be. You know how it is. But not until I finish talking.
Oh, I love the evolution of the American accent and where it started. It was so nice.
Was it good? I don't know.
No, I'm saying where it is now. It's great in comparison to where you started.
Okay. Good.
Progress.
Basically, that is. I would consider that my worst one out of all of those because I didn't read through correctly what they wanted for the orcs. Because what they wanted was it to sound as if they had things in their mouth, like because their tusks are so big. So I just read it and went, I can do Mazoga from Oblivion. I'm going to try and do this and just went with that. So I then kind of preface it of this. I did this for fun, sort of thing. But yeah,
I have to say for it being a headset mic, the quality of that wasn't bad. Like, with your studio mic now, you can definitely hear the there's a lot more frequencies that are picked up, so the sound is more rich. But I mean, for what that wasn't bad. I was kind of impressed.
I did have it bent as far out as I could, like in the sense of like I couldn't have it like that, but it was like mostly like just away from me sort of thing. So I did my best to keep it away far as I could.
Right.
And these are being played because it shows where you can go with the equipment that you have as well, and then to see where.
So if you have a headset, if you just have a headset now, this is the sort of stuff you can make with the correct awareness of like editing and stuff like that. But yeah. This is what you can do.
I see a Khajiit one, and I can't help but want to click on this one.
Okay.
Ooh, yes, please.
Oh no.
3, 2, 1.
Maik knows much, and tells some. Maik knows many things others do not. Maik once walked to High Hrothgar. So many steps he lost count. It does not matter to Maik how strong or smart one is. It only matters what one can do. Maik does not understand what is so impressive about shouting. Maik can shout whenever he wants. Maik has heard that people of Skyrim are better looking than the ones in Cyrodiil. He has no opinion on the matter. All people are beautiful to him. Don't try blocking if you have 2 weapons. You'll only get confused. Better to hit twice, anyway.
Wow.
Ew.
More accent, I see.
Yes. So I'm ready to be ripped.
No, we're not. We're not going to because this is This is your first ones.
It's fine. Yeah. It's fine.
I will say the audio maybe has been compressed one too many times because I could hear that. I was trying to figure out if that was my stuff that was picking it up, but apparently
no. It is that bad.
Right. So, but no, it was good. It was good.
I am very critical of my own stuff. So
we all
this is just me going, oh god. Hush, Grim. I know I'm always critical.
As far as the accent goes, this actually was pretty close.
Okay.
I mean, like, obviously, I'm no expert on it myself because I tried to do a Khajiit accent for one of the Skyrim mods, and it like I compared it to other people's, and I was like, yeah, this doesn't sound quite in the same realm. I honestly think yours was like closer
because I literally Maik is one of my favorite characters just because he's something that the game dev just put in as a sort of like fun little thing to have, and I just listened to his audio over and over again, repeating it over and over again until it sounded as close as I could. And all of these really like I did all of these just because I enjoyed and found these fun to do. I didn't expect anything to come out of it. I just went for it, went and did as much, had fun doing it, so it came out better, I guess, in that sense.
Yeah, sure.
I had no expectations of hoping to get a part. I just went, I'm going to give this a go and see what happens, and just make sure I have fun doing it and just really enjoy what I'm doing. So yeah.
And that's
the power of fun, baby.
Yeah, I mean, if that's why we all do it, is because we're trying to have fun with this.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
But I think there is a thing when it comes to your first one, there's that newness of like the genuine, like now we're all doing roles because there is a slight inkling of, oh, I hope I can get this one. I hope I'd like this one. Back then it was, I'm just doing this as a hobby. I have no expectations to be getting anything. I'm just doing this because I enjoy doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there is that element of newness when you do start out that kind of helps with that. It helps you with that if you're really have no expectations of where you're going. And as you build up and as you build more things, you start to not exactly expect, but there's more hope, because obviously things have started to pan out. You get more roles, then that hope starts to build, and then that hope is what can eventually, if you let it overtake you, it's what brings you back down when you don't get something. And it's what a lot of I think pop stars and people who are at the top, if their album doesn't get to number one, they crash really hard. And there is that element of the bigger you are, the harder you fall. So when you start out, there is that freedom of there's nothing on your shoulders in that regards, which I think helps to free up how you do a thing. Words didn't work there.
And I've got my clip for my next intro. Thank you, Renara.
Oh no!
Oh man!
God damn it! Okay. But yeah.
But no, and speaking of where you go or looking forward to when you actually get it, let's listen to the Altmer 2 one that got you cast.
Yeah.
If we attempt to assault Zediphen, Passwell will be overrun and we will lose the fringe. Whatever you're looking for, I'm sure I don't know how to find it. Basic skills training is cheap. We give you discounts for higher ranks in the Blades, and we keep our prices low. But advanced training is never cheap, even from us. Look, to get you started, here's my old alembic. Maybe you can get a few gold for it, or use it yourself.
All right. Well, I mean, it was
pretty good.
It was actually really good.
Yeah.
I feel like I was back in the Thalmor Embassy.
Yeah, that was kind of where I was going for. Just sort of like, whatever you're looking for, I'm sure I don't know where to find it. Just that whole I sort of channeled that every race is below me sort of snobbish attitude, sort of thing. But yeah, they yeah.
No, I was going to say
nobody takes that out of context.
Out of curiosity, for those that are maybe using, because your microphone actually sounded really good. So for those using a headset mic, do you have any tips?
For headset mics, make sure it's not right in front of you, because it will every breath and everything will come out and it will hit it. So try at the very least. Let me see if I can. Well, this one's back to front at the moment. Yeah, my headphone's back to front. But if it's there, I would say try and have it at the very least this bent inwards, but like not so far in front of you that it will block it will get hit by the air. Just try and have it out to the side. And even so, I often had it kind of like that. So it would come out a bent round, but it was still kind of there, if you get me. So then it's near your mouth, it'll pick up the sound, but it won't. It's like when you turn your microphone sideways.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
So it's not
similar thing for headset.
So for those of you that are watching the video, very cool. For those of you that are hearing this on a podcast, Renara had it about, I'd say, 30 degrees away, but the microphone part pointed inward towards the mouth, but not directly in the path of any of the breath or anything like that.
And then if you're still getting picked up, try and aim it either a little higher or a little lower, just so that make sure the microphone is not directly in front of your mouth. Just make sure it's around the mouth somewhere. Play around because everyone's headset is different. My one is that brand. If everyone can see, I can't read it. It's backwards, isn't it?
No.
Badashing.
Something like that.
Something like that.
It looks great though.
I would recommend this brand. I would no sponsor, but I would genuinely recommend this for audio editing as well, because I literally would not buy. When my old headset died, I scoured the internet to find one of basically this brand, because I was not going to change to another one, because I'm so used to how the audio sounds coming through these headphones. And I'm able to pick up really nuanced stuff that with other headphones, I have tried other headphones that I genuinely can't pick up. So I think I genuinely like this brand. So if you're, and it is this brand and this microphone that I used. So it is this sort of thing. So yeah, go for it.
And I'll take the opportunity to say, if anybody would like to sponsor Cold Read, the voice acting podcast, please go ahead and email us at coldread@gmail.com. ColdReadthePodcast@gmail.com. Thank you very much. On that particular note, we're about to bump up on time. Matt, I appreciate you coming in, and
yeah, anytime.
Yeah, it was awesome to hear you. There was a great little project. I know all of us had a lot of fun in it. We're looking forward to whatever you decide to come up with next.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to whatever Pashley's going to get roped into now.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
What did I do?
Thank you for bringing me back on. It was great to talk to you guys again, and it was awesome to work on this project and actually get it made and get it out there and show it to the world.
And it's ongoing. Last I looked, I think right now was over 3,000 views. That's incredible for a home project that you pretty much put together and with a whole bunch of voice actors. It's great to see those take off. So thank you again for the opportunity from my part. I'm sure everybody else is in the same boat.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Thank you for this awesome opportunity.
Yeah.
Like I said, I know nothing about Darkest Dungeon, but with this project, it sparked an interest in me, and I started going through all your videos, and so now I feel like I kind of have played it a little bit, but not really. So thank you again for the opportunity. It was awesome.
Oh, okay. Update on view, 4,700 plus. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Sorry, Ren, I didn't mean to interrupt you. What were you saying?
No, I'm just thank you for thinking of us for this as well, because I mean it's just every video you've done, at least working with me, it's always been super fun. It's always been super high quality, and I'm a fan of your work at this rate. I am a super fan at this point, and I just love seeing people's creations sort of just skyrocket. Yay. Don't mind me just going to fangirl in the corner slightly. It's fine.
Thanks, Renara. And thank you for Renara was actually in one of my other videos for the Grave Robber. She was the laugh and the cry.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah. I did. Bits and pieces.
For next week, I think is this one counted as Renara's Eldurrino? Is it? I think it's your turn.
It is indeed, and I have a very interesting idea. Hopefully, it will be one of the more complex ones I've made, but I have to think of a quality voice actor to feature in it. So, hopefully, it'll be someone new.
Yay!
Oh, okay.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Well, from all of us to all of you, thank you to those that have been listening. Again, if you have a topic, if you have anything for us to listen to, if you want to listen to one of your auditions, email ColdReadthePodcast@gmail.com. We'll be lovely. If you have any questions, we have a great network now. We will be more than happy to field them. But until then, let's go ahead and cut. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.